The importance of The Alchemist. There are books that teach us skills, books that entertain us, and then there are books that touch something much deeper, the soul itself. Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist belongs in that last category. Since its publication in 1988, this simple yet profound story has sold more than 65 million copies worldwide and been translated into over 80 languages, making it one of the best-selling books in history. Why? Because its message speaks directly to the human heart, across cultures, religions, and generations. At its core, The Alchemist is about a universal longing, the desire to live a meaningful life, to pursue one's dreams, and to discover one's purpose. It tells the story of Santiago, a young shepherd boy from Spain who dreams of finding treasure in the Egyptian pyramids. His journey takes him across deserts, through hardships, and into encounters with wise mentors who teach him about destiny, courage, and the power of listening to his heart. Though the setting is ancient, the message is timeless. We all have a personal legend, a unique destiny we are meant to fulfill, and the universe conspires to help us achieve it when we dare to pursue it. The importance of this book lies in its simplicity and universality. It is written as a fable, with accessible language and a straightforward storyline. Yet within that simplicity lies profound wisdom. Readers from all walks of life, whether young or old, religious or secular, wealthy or struggling, find themselves reflected in Santiago's journey. Everyone has dreams. Everyone faces fears. Everyone longs for meaning. The book resonates because it is, in a sense, the story of all of us. Another reason The Alchemist is so important is its spiritual dimension. In a modern world often dominated by material pursuits, competition, and anxiety, this book reminds us that life is not just about wealth or status. It's about listening to our intuition, following signs, and trusting that there is a deeper order guiding our path. Coelho weaves together wisdom from Christianity, Islam, and other spiritual traditions, but in a way that is universal rather than dogmatic. Readers don't feel preached to, they feel awakened. The book also matters because of its call to courage. So many people live lives of quiet resignation, holding back their dreams because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of leaving comfort behind. The Alchemist confronts that fear with hope. It tells us that pursuing our dreams is not selfish, but sacred. That the greatest tragedy is not in failing, but in never trying. This encouragement has inspired countless readers to change careers, start businesses, travel, write, or simply live more authentically. Moreover, the importance of this book lies in its timeless relevance. Written in the late 20th century, its message is just as powerful today. In fact, in an age of uncertainty, distraction, and constant comparison, its wisdom is even more necessary. We live in times when people feel lost, disconnected from themselves, and unsure of their purpose. The Alchemist offers clarity. The answers are not out there in noise and competition. They are within us, in the quiet voice of our hearts. For the average reader, the value of this book is both practical and emotional. Practically, it reminds us to pursue our goals with persistence, to learn from failure, and to stay open to opportunities. Emotionally, it reassures us that we are not alone, that the universe supports us when we are true to ourselves. Many people describe reading this book as a life-changing experience, a gentle push toward courage when they needed it most. Perhaps the greatest importance of The Alchemist is that it gives us permission to dream, permission to leave behind what no longer serves us, permission to believe that our lives are not accidents, but adventures, and permission to trust that pursuing our personal legend is the most meaningful thing we can do, not only for ourselves, but for the world. Because when we live our purpose, we inspire others to do the same. In short, The Alchemist is not just a story, it is a mirror. When we read about Santiago's journey, we see our own journey reflected. And in that mirror, we are reminded that our dreams matter, our purpose matters, and our lives are meant for something greater than mere survival. That is why people should read it, because it is not simply a novel, it is a guide, a companion, and a light for anyone searching for meaning and courage in their life's path. Behind every timeless book is an author whose own life journey often mirrors the lessons they share. The Alchemist could only have been written by someone like Paulo Coelho, a man who lived through struggle, doubt, rebellion, and ultimately transformation. His personal story is one of courage, resilience, and an unshakable belief in the power of dreams themes that flow through every page of his masterpiece. Early life and struggles. Paulo Coelho was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in 1947. From a young age, he displayed a love for writing and creativity. But his upbringing was not easy. In a society that valued traditional careers like engineering, medicine, or law, Paulo's dream of being a writer seemed foolish. His parents, fearing his unconventional aspirations, tried to push him into a more respectable path. The tension between Paulo and his parents became so severe that, as a teenager, he was institutionalized in a mental hospital multiple times. His parents believed his dreams were signs of instability. Paulo later said those years were filled with misunderstanding and pain, but they also forged his resilience. They taught him early on what it meant to fight for one's dreams when the world doesn't believe in them, the rebellious years. As a young adult, Coelho lived through Brazil's turbulent 1960s and 70s. He joined the counterculture movement, experimented with drugs, and sought spiritual awakening through travel and exploration. He worked as a songwriter for Brazilian rock musicians, collaborating with famous artists like Raul Seixas. His lyrics, often infused with themes of freedom and rebellion, made him a controversial figure under Brazil's military dictatorship. His unconventional lifestyle and outspoken views led to further struggles. At one point, he was even arrested and tortured by the authorities. These dark experiences deepened his understanding of human suffering, freedom, and the importance of living authentically, all lessons that later shaped his writing. The turning point, a pilgrimage. In 1986, Paulo undertook the famous Camino de Santiago pilgrimage in Spain, a spiritual journey of hundreds of kilometers that changed his life forever. During the trek, he experienced a profound sense of connection with the divine and rediscovered his purpose as a writer. He realized that his true calling was not to follow society's expectations, but to write stories that inspire people to follow their dreams. This pilgrimage became the inspiration for his first major book, The Pilgrimage, and laid the groundwork for The Alchemist. It was proof that when we listen to our hearts and trust the journey, we discover our destiny. The Alchemist and global fame. When Coelho wrote The Alchemist in 1988, it was initially a commercial failure. The first publisher dropped it after poor sales. But Paulo refused to give up. He believed in the book's message and persisted until it was republished by another company. Slowly, through word of mouth, the book began to spread first in Brazil, then across the world. Today, The Alchemist has sold more than 65 million copies, making Coelho one of the most widely read authors in the world. Its success is a perfect reflection of the very lesson it teaches: persistence, faith, and courage in the face of rejection. The philosophy of life. Paulo Coelho's philosophy can be summed up in a few central beliefs. The power of dreams. Every person has a personal legend, a dream placed in their heart. Following it is the path to fulfillment. The language of the world. Life speaks to us through signs, omens, and intuition. By paying attention, we align with the flow of the universe. Courage in the face of fear. Fear is the greatest barrier to living fully. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Spiritual universality. Though rooted in his Catholic background, Coelho draws from multiple faiths and philosophies. He believes in a universal spirituality that transcends religions. Simplicity and connection. True wisdom is not found in complexity, but in simplicity, love, and human connection. Later life and legacy. Beyond The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho has written over 30 books, many of which explore themes of love, destiny, and spirituality. Titles like Brida, The Valkyries, Veronica Decides to Die, and The Devil and Miss Prim continue to inspire millions. Despite his global fame, Coelho remains deeply connected to his fans. He shares reflections regularly on social media and often emphasizes that he is not a guru, but a storyteller. His humility and authenticity are part of what makes his voice so powerful. His journey from rejection, struggle, and ridicule to becoming one of the most beloved authors of our time mirrors the story of Santiago in The Alchemist. Just as Santiago learned to trust his path despite obstacles, Paulo trusted his calling as a writer even when the world told him he would fail. Why his story matters. Paulo Coelho's life matters because it embodies the very lessons he teaches. He is living proof that dreams are worth pursuing, no matter how impossible they seem. His experiences of being institutionalized, persecuted, rejected, and finally celebrated show that the road to our destiny is rarely smooth, but always meaningful. When readers discover his story, they don't just see an author, they see a fellow traveler who's walked through darkness, listened to his heart, and emerged with light to share. That is why Paulo Coelho is not just the writer of The Alchemist, he is also a living example of its message. Every great book begins with a question, a problem, or a longing that it seeks to answer. For Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist was born out of one of the deepest questions of human life. What is my purpose, and how do I find the courage to follow it? This is why the book has touched so many people. It is not just a story of a shepherd boy chasing treasure. It is a story of every human being who has ever felt the pull of a dream, the fear of failure, or the doubt of whether they are on the right path. 1. Awakening people to their personal legend. The central purpose of the book is to remind readers that each of us has a personal legend, a destiny or purpose unique to our lives. Too often, people bury their dreams under responsibilities, fears, and societal expectations. Coelho wrote this book to awaken those dreams again, to whisper to readers, your dream matters, your journey is sacred, don't give up. The story of Santiago is meant to be a mirror. His sheep represent comfort zones. His journey represents the leap of faith. His encounters represent the challenges we all face when pursuing a dream. Through Santiago, Coelho reminds us that the treasure is not only the destination, but also the transformation we undergo along the way. 2. Teaching the value of listening to the heart. Another purpose of The Alchemist is to help readers reconnect with their intuition. In a world dominated by logic, planning, and external noise, many people forget how to listen to the quiet wisdom of their hearts. Santiago's journey is filled with moments where his heart speaks, warning him of danger, guiding him toward courage, reminding him of his purpose. Coelho wanted readers to remember that the heart knows truths that reason alone cannot grasp. By listening inward, we align with the flow of life and find guidance in the most unexpected places. 3. Encouraging courage over fear. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles to living fully. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. The Alchemist confronts this head-on. Santiago must repeatedly choose between safety and risk, comfort and courage. The purpose here is to show that true fulfillment lies not in avoiding fear, but in facing it. Coelho wanted readers to understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. By doing so, we discover that the universe supports us in ways we never imagined. 4. Offering a universal spiritual message. While The Alchemist is not a religious book, it carries a deeply spiritual message. Coelho blends wisdom from multiple traditions, Christianity, Islam, mysticism, into a universal truth. There is a force, a soul of the world, that connects us all and guides those who dare to follow their dreams. The purpose here is inclusivity. Coelho wanted readers of any background to feel inspired. He didn't write for one culture or faith, he wrote for humanity. The message is clear. Your life has meaning, and the universe conspires to help you fulfill it. 5. Reminding us that the journey is the treasure. Many chase success, thinking the reward is only at the end. Money, recognition, achievement. But The Alchemist teaches that the true treasure lies in who we become along the way. Santiago finds that the treasure he sought in Egypt was actually buried back home in Spain. The lesson: the external prize is never the ultimate goal. It is the inner transformation, the wisdom, and the growth that matter most. Coelho wanted to shift readers' perspective, stop obsessing over the end result, and start embracing the journey itself. 6. Healing the modern soul. At its deepest level, the purpose of The Alchemist is healing. Modern life often leaves people disconnected from themselves, from nature, from purpose. Anxiety, busyness, and comparison steal joy. Coelho wrote this book as a remedy. Its simple prose and profound wisdom act like a balm for the soul, reminding us of timeless truths. That life is meaningful, that dreams are worth pursuing, and that love, courage, and faith are the true treasures of existence. In short, the purpose of The Alchemist is to reawaken the reader's dream, their personal legend. Teach the importance of listening to the heart. Encourage courage over fear. Share a universal spiritual message of connection. Remind us that the journey itself is the treasure. Heal the disconnection of the modern soul. Paulo Coelho didn't write this book just to tell a fable. He wrote it to inspire a movement of people daring to dream again, daring to trust life, daring to pursue their destiny. That is why The Alchemist is not just a novel, it is a mirror for every reader's soul. Its purpose is to remind us, your life has meaning, your dream matters. The universe is waiting for you to say yes. The key lessons, how to apply them, and real-life illustrations. 1. Follow your personal legend. The lesson. At the core of The Alchemist is the idea of the personal legend, your unique destiny, your highest calling. Santiago is told by the king of Salem, Melchizedek, that every person has a personal legend, but few pursue it because fear, doubt, or comfort hold them back. How to apply. Take time to reflect. What dream have I buried? What calling excites me, but also scares me? Write down your personal legend, your biggest goal or vision. Break it into small steps and take action, even if imperfect. Illustration. J.K. Rowling, before writing Harry Potter, was a struggling single mother. Yet she followed her personal legend of storytelling, despite rejection from multiple publishers. Today, her books have inspired millions. Like Santiago, she trusted her dream against all odds. 2. The universe conspires to help you. The lesson. A powerful theme in the book is that when you pursue your dream with courage, the universe conspires to help you. This doesn't mean everything becomes easy, but doors begin to open, coincidences align, and help appears at the right time. How to apply. Replace self-doubt with trust. See challenges as signs, not roadblocks. Stay alert for opportunities, even in unlikely places. Practice gratitude daily. It trains you to notice the support already present in your life. Illustration. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." His dropping out of college seemed like failure, but allowed him to take a calligraphy class that later influenced the beautiful typography of Apple products. That's the universe conspiring. 3. Listen to your heart. The lesson. Throughout his journey, Santiago learns that the heart speaks sometimes with fear, sometimes with courage, but always with truth. The heart knows our true desires, even when the mind is clouded by logic or fear. How to apply. Take time daily for silence or journaling to hear your inner voice. Before major decisions, ask not just what makes sense, but what feels true. Trust intuition as much as analysis. Illustration. Oprah Winfrey often speaks about how listening to her inner voice guided her career decisions, from leaving stable jobs to starting her own network. Her success comes not only from strategy, but from listening deeply to her heart. 4. Overcoming fear. The lesson. Fear is Santiago's constant companion. Fear of failure, fear of losing love, fear of death. But he learns that the real enemy is not failure itself, but the fear of failure. Fear paralyzes, while courage transforms. How to apply. List your biggest fears about pursuing your dream. For each write, what is the worst that could happen? How could I recover? Take small risks daily to strengthen your courage muscle. Illustration. Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, was rejected over 10 times before someone accepted his fried chicken recipe. Fear could have stopped him. Persistence made him a legend. 5. The language of omens. The lesson. In the book, Santiago learns to read omens, signs from the universe that guide him toward his destiny. These are not magical predictions, but subtle clues, coincidences, gut feelings, encounters. How to apply. Stay present and attentive, notice patterns and synchronicities in your life. Keep a signs journal to record coincidences or unexpected opportunities. When unsure, ask, is life nudging me in this direction? Illustration. Albert Einstein once said, coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Many breakthroughs in science and art have come from unexpected signs, serendipitous meetings, accidents, or dreams. 6. The value of the journey. The lesson. At the end of the book, Santiago discovers that the treasure he sought in Egypt was buried back home in Spain, where he began. The true treasure was not the gold, but the wisdom and transformation he gained on the journey. How to apply. Focus less on the outcome and more on growth. Celebrate small milestones as treasures. Ask, how is this journey changing me? Illustration. Mahatma Gandhi's treasure was not political power, but the transformation of India through nonviolence. His journey was filled with setbacks, but the lessons of courage and truth became treasures that shaped history. 7. The power of love. The lesson. Santiago meets Fatima, a woman he loves deeply. At first, he fears that love will distract him from his quest. But he learns that true love never holds us back. It supports us in becoming who we are meant to be. How to apply. Evaluate relationships. Do they support or hinder your growth? Express love as encouragement, not control. See love as a partnership in pursuing dreams, not a replacement for them. Illustration. Michelle Obama supported Barack Obama's dream of becoming president, even when it meant sacrifices. Their partnership shows that love can be a foundation for achieving great destinies. 8. The soul of the world. The lesson. Coelho introduces the mystical idea of the soul of the world, a spiritual force connecting all things. When we align with our personal legend, we connect with this force and life flows with us. How to apply. Practice mindfulness. See yourself as part of a greater whole. Connect with nature to feel the larger web of life. Serve others. Contributing aligns you with universal energy. Illustration. Mother Teresa felt deeply connected to what she called God's love. Her service to the poorest of the poor was an expression of her alignment with something greater than herself, the soul of the world. 9. Transformation through trials. The lesson. Santiago faces thieves, deserts, and discouragement. Yet each trial transforms him, giving him wisdom and resilience. The book teaches that trials are not punishments, but opportunities to grow stronger. How to apply. Reframe difficulties as teachers, not enemies. Ask in every challenge, what lesson is hidden here? Keep faith that trials are shaping you for your destiny. Illustration. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison. Instead of breaking him, it transformed him into a leader of reconciliation, preparing him to guide South Africa through its most critical period. 10. Your treasure is closer than you think. The lesson. The final twist reveals that the treasure was buried back where Santiago began. The lesson. Sometimes what we seek is not far away. It is within us, or right where we are. How to apply. Don't ignore the value of your current life while chasing distant dreams. Reflect. What treasures, skills, relationships, opportunities are already within reach? Balance ambition with gratitude. Illustration. Many people chase success abroad, only to realize their greatest gifts were always within them. Maya Angelou said, "You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody." True treasure is often already inside us, pulling it all together. The lessons of the Alchemist weave together into a powerful philosophy. Dare to pursue your personal legend. Trust the universe and read its signs. Listen to your heart. Face fear with courage. Embrace love as support, not limitation. Value the journey as much as the destination. Real-life heroes from Mandela to Oprah, from Rowling to Gandhi, embody these truths. And ordinary people around the world continue to transform their lives by applying them. The ultimate lesson is this: your life is a journey of discovery. When you dare to follow your dream, the universe conspires to help you, and you find that the greatest treasure is who you become along the way. When you turn the last page of Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, you realize you've read more than a story. You've encountered a mirror for your soul. Santiago's journey is not only his own, it is ours. His questions are our questions. His fears are our fears. His treasure is the treasure that each of us is secretly seeking, a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. The core takeaway: the book's central message can be captured in a single idea. When you pursue your personal legend, the dream placed in your heart, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. It doesn't mean the road will be easy. Santiago's path is filled with deserts, thieves, and doubts, but it does mean that every challenge is part of your transformation. Every setback carries a lesson, and every step brings you closer, not only to your dream, but to your true self. The treasure at the end of the journey is not gold. It is the wisdom, courage, and love you discover along the way. Why? This still matters today. In our modern world, people often feel lost. We chase careers, possessions, and recognition, but deep down, many still ask, is this all there is? The Alchemist reminds us that life is not about blindly following what society tells us to do. It is about listening to the whispers of our hearts, daring to step out of our comfort zones, and walking the path that is uniquely ours. The book matters today because it offers hope. It reminds us that no matter how ordinary we may feel, our lives have extraordinary purpose. It tells us that we don't have to settle for survival. We can live with adventure, meaning, and joy. Living the lessons. The beauty of The Alchemist is that its lessons are not abstract. They're deeply practical. Imagine if you applied them right now. You write down your dream clearly and take the first step toward it. You trust your intuition, even when logic or fear says otherwise. You look at obstacles not as punishments, but as teachers. You nurture love that encourages growth rather than limits it. You pause to notice omens, the small signs life sends to guide you. You stop postponing joy and recognize that treasure exists in today's journey. By doing so, you would live more courageously, more fully, more authentically. The bigger picture of treasure. Coelho wants us to understand that treasure is not always a chest of gold. Treasure can be the confidence you gain from pursuing a dream, the relationships that blossom when you live authentically, the wisdom carved from trials and failures, the peace of knowing you are aligned with your purpose. In other words, your treasure is not only what you achieve, but who you become. Stories that prove the message. The message of The Alchemist has played out in countless real lives. Nelson Mandela discovered his treasure not in freedom alone, but in the strength and wisdom he gained during decades in prison. Oprah Winfrey turned hardship into destiny by listening to her heart and building a life of influence and impact. Paulo Coelho himself faced rejection and doubt, yet persisted, and his book now inspires millions across the globe. These examples show that the personal legend is not fantasy, it is real, and it is waiting for those who dare to follow it. Your invitation. Reading The Alchemist is an invitation to look inward and ask, what is my personal legend? What dream have I abandoned because of fear or doubt? What signs is life giving me right now? Am I living my journey or merely surviving? These questions are not meant to make you uncomfortable. They are meant to wake you up. Your heart already knows the answer. The only question left is, will you listen? You are Santiago. You are the dreamer. You are the seeker of treasure. The difference between living a life of regret and a life of fulfillment lies in one simple choice: to follow your personal legend or to ignore it. So dare to dream again. Dare to take the first step. Dare to trust that the universe is on your side. Because the truth is this: your treasure is waiting, and your journey has already begun. If this message spoke to your heart, don't let it fade. Subscribe to Awaken Greatness for more timeless lessons from the world's most inspiring books. And I'd love to hear from you. What is one dream you feel called to pursue? Share it in the comments. Your story may inspire someone else to awaken their own legend. This is your time. This is your journey. Welcome to Awaken Greatness.